Hi, my name is Jerome Yaovi Onipede, and it's my pleasure to have you here in this particular channel. If you stay with me on this channel, my job is going to be to help you not to lose your relationships, not to also lose your marriage, and most importantly, not to lose yourself. So, my job is to help you make sure that when it comes to love, you're definitely going to get it right, regardless of how wrong you may have had it. My job is to help make sure that you do not actually get it wrong, but you get it right. And so let's get into this. Basically, one of the ways I'm going to help you do this is I'm going to help you to really understand what your needs are as an individual and how you can actually stay in touch with your needs. A lot of times people don't know what their needs are. It can be very difficult that way for you to do the things that you need to do when it comes to having to have someone else be there for you. A lot of people want to be there for us, but most of the time they don't even know how to be there for us. We don't know, we will not know if we don't even know what our needs are. So most of the time we find out that things are not working between ourselves and someone else. And then we begin to ask, how come they don't care about us? They don't even think about us. They don't even know us. Do you know yourself? Do you know you? Do you? Do you know what your needs are? If I ask you right now, what are your needs? What would you tell me? What are you going to tell me when it comes to what your needs are? You know, what would be what if I ask you what do you think your psychosocial needs are? What would you tell me? If I ask you what your emotional needs are, what would you tell me? If I ask you what kind of virtues do you have? Have you built on? Are you using a strength for yourself? What would you tell me? These are questions you should be able to answer first about yourself ever, even before going to relationship or getting married. But it's not a problem if you're in a relationship right now or you're already married. It's not a problem. It's not also a problem if you're in a relationship right now which you believe you want to keep. It's not just working. It's not a problem if your marriage is actually gone crazy. You don't even know if you're married anymore. You don't even know if this is what you have as marriage anymore. It's not a problem because you and I will need to sit together like we're doing right now and actually make sure that, you know, one by one, from one stage to another stage, you're able to really understand, first of all, who you are. Once you have understanding of that, everything about your life will fit in. And that's the truth. So one of the ways I'm going to do this with you, like I said, is one, I'm going to help you to understand your needs. Second thing I'm going to help you do, as long as you follow me on this channel, is I'm going to help you to relate with people with the intention of really wanting to understand them. A lot of times we're relating with people, and honestly, we really care less about understanding them. All we care about is we just want them to understand us. And most of the time, we want people to understand us. All we care about is us, me. We don't even understand ourselves as much as we should. So, for the people that we're actually looking forward to understand us, we're not doing a great job being with them because it's just a matter of time. They're going to figure out this person doesn't know who he or she is and probably get tired of you. No one should get tired of you because you are a gem any day, anytime. You shouldn't get tired of yourself as well because indeed you are a gem. And so, how do we get this gem to come face to face with the gem that he or she is? That's why I'm here. That's what I'm going to be doing with you. That's what I will do with you continually. Another thing I'm going to help you do is this. In these days where a lot of people, there's been a lot of people have experienced disaster in their marriages, and a lot of people are beginning to not want to believe in marriage anymore. Some actually even say marriage is a scam. Can you believe that? They actually think marriage is a scam. Is marriage a scam? Marriage is not a scam. Sometimes we become the scam ourselves. And how do we do that? You become a scam when you do not understand a lot about you, and then you go into an institution whereby when it comes to friendship, it is the most intense, level of friendship. When you talk about marriage, the most intense. For you to be there, for you to succeed in it, it is very important. First of all, that you believe in it. If you do not believe in it, you're not going to put the work in it. And a lot of people don't believe any longer in marriage. But don't worry, as long as you stay with me, honestly, just give me some time. I'm going to help you believe in marriage again. And most importantly, I'm going to help you believe in your marriage again. That's a big one now. One of the things, the last thing I'm going to do with you on this channel is I'm going to make sure that you do not put any other God before the Almighty God. And honestly, before you start to look at me and give me that kind of look, I want you to give me a benefit of the doubt that I know what I'm talking about when I bring God into this. Because when we talk about love, you can't talk about love without God. You can't talk about friendship without the Almighty God. You cannot talk about marriage without God. I tell you the truth. If you really want to understand what love is, you have to first of all have a taste of love that God has to give to you. If you really, really want to understand friendship, what friendship is all about, what friendship requires, things like loyalty, things like, integrity, truth, uh, um, um, respect, all of those things. If you want to understand friendship for what it really stands for, honestly, you will understand it better when you understand the kind of friendship that God is seeking to have with you. You will understand friendship better, and you will honor friendship with people, other people, when you have been able to honor the friendship that God is inviting you to. And one of the things you have to understand is when we talk about marriage, no matter how much we try to get God out of marriage, we're never going to succeed. Because marriage in the first place is an institution that God Almighty Himself created. And if you want to if you want to go into it and succeed in it, honestly, you cannot leave God out of it. Please don't let anybody lie to you. We live in days whereby the truth of God is being exchanged for a lie. Don't let anybody lie to you. If you're going to succeed in marriage, honestly speaking, you need God in your life. Am I a hypocrite? No, no. I've been with my wife Lorenta since July 1986. Now calculate that to the time you're watching this. I've been with my wife Lorenta since July 1986. And if anybody has something to tell you about marriage, I should be able to tell you a lot about marriage. Because I understand the truth is my marriage is working right now, not because I'm a very wise man. No. As a matter of fact, far from it. Not because I'm a very loving fella. No. As a matter of fact, as well, far from it. Not because I'm a lovable person. No. My marriage is working right now because I'm able to humble myself enough to actually, from God, understand what it's all about and to do the things that I have to do in my marriage to have it work. If you have made a lot of mistakes in your own marriage, I tell you the truth, I'm your guy. Why? Because I've made loads of mistakes in my own marriage as well. But what is happening today, I tell you, the miracle that I experienced in my marriage today is as a result of understanding that the threefold cord cannot be easily broken. It's as a result of me learning to humble myself before God every day. And guess what? I'm discovering the best about marriage. I'm discovering, listen, marriage, your marriage right now that you're into, or your friendship that you have right now, which you're trying to have it transition into a marriage, has a lot of potentials. If you're a person that is truly married and your marriage is working, people will know. People will know because you'll be a satisfied person. And people that meet you will be able to tell that something very, very amazing is working for you. You cannot have a great marriage and it does not spread around. You cannot have a wonderful marriage and people around you are not experiencing it. It's not possible. But because of time, let's quickly look at one or two things right now that might be very essential to you. So I told you, you have to understand your needs. It's very important. What is a need, by the way? A need is a state that requires supply and relief. A need is a state that you find yourself that requires supply and also relief. So a need is not just a state that requires supply, because we get supplies, from, a lot of things. Sometimes we make we purchase the product, believing that this product is going to actually meet my need. Sometimes we do this, we do that, but it's not just for a need of yours to be met when you have purchased something or you have something in your life. It's at the end of the day, the only way you know that your need has been met is at the end of the day, after the supply has come, you have relief. After you have the supply, then what you have is relief. Imagine you're just going out in the sun. It's so hot. The weather has been so hot and so bad. And right now, you come in to say hello to someone, and the first thing the person gives you is cold water. Water that is so cold, refrigerated right from the freezer. And you take just a glass of it. Amazingly, you wouldn't know when to say, ah, wow, what's that? You had relief. You had relief. That's what happens when your needs are truly met. That's what happens when you're in a relationship that you ought to be the way you ought to be in it. That relationship brings you relief. That's what happens when you marry the kind of person you need to marry. And when you marry someone, you have a good understanding of the person, and that person has a great understanding of you. At the end of the day, that union brings you relief. You look at this, this sort of person will catch you staring at him or staring at her with joy and ask you, is everything all right? And you say, yeah, it's just that I'm just thankful for you. I'm just grateful to God that you came into my life. And he or she, without pretending, without being hypocritical, will tell you the same thing. I feel the same way about you. I'm so grateful to God that you came into my life. What happened? A need was met. You had a need. You had a need to not to be alone again. And along the line, a supply came. That person was brought into your life. But before that person was brought into your life, you had been able to understand some of the needs that you have in your own life. And through the grace of God, you've been having those needs being met. And this person comes into your life. You know that this person coming into your life is to, compliment you. This person comes into your life to meet you at some point in your life where relief comes into your life. Your relationship, your marriages come into your life to meet you at the point of your needs. They do not come into your life to bring disaster. But if you don't even know what your needs are, how would you truly know if a need of yours is what the needs are that you have and is really being met? How would you be able to figure it out that this is what is happening for you? So there are so many people, when I talk to people that are divorced in the first place, and by the way, when you're divorced, there's a lot of help. But that would be next time when not immediately, but in one of my time with you, I'm going to look at that with you, and I'm going to help you to actually come back first to yourself, and then get back out there in society if you need to, and then find your place again. But then what I mean by finding your place again, there's so many people today, when they get divorced, male or female. So I asked them, what are your major needs? What exactly do you need as an individual? What are your needs as an individual? And guess what? I tell them, write down 10 of your needs, personal needs, and they write it down. When they're done writing out 10 personal needs, then I tell them, okay, which of those needs would you say you actually adopted? They became your needs because they were the needs of your ex right now. By the time they start, I said, count. I want you to, think the ones that are your real needs and cancel the ones that are not your real needs, because they're actually the needs of your ex. Out of 10, that 10 needs are written down. Honestly speaking, you find most people counseling about 8 needs. So out of what they've written, only 2 needs are their original needs. The others became their needs because they was adopted. It wasn't their original needs. So you tell me, if you only have 2 out of 10, it means that your major needs was not really met in that union. Does it surprise you that eventually you ended up with a divorce? And also a divorce that could have been salvaged, a marriage that could have been salvaged if you understood some of these things. But the truth is this. Oh, there's a lot of great news, because You have a lot of time for restoration right now. Because when you know you've lost a lot, you've lost something very precious to you, the only thing you can do right now is trust that the best is yet to come for you. That which you thought was even great for you may not be your best after all. And even if it was your best, then there's a lot you can learn from it to actually look for something that is better than your best, or that better than what was your best at some point in time. And so right now, let's look at this. We're just quickly going to look at your emotional needs right now, and then in the next time together with me, I'm going to be looking at what your other needs will be. This is emotional needs. So we're not talking about your developmental needs today. We're talking about your emotional needs. For a lot of people, you find out that when we look at what their basic desire is, certain people have a desire for fun. And can I say this to you? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The person is not crazy. Neither is the person lazy. Certain people have basic desire for fun. They like to have fun. Rather than you critique it, become very critical of it. Why didn't you first of all understand it? Now, if my basic desire is not to have fun, it's very natural that when I find somebody whose basic desire is to have fun, I'm going to probably think, what kind of person is this? But rather than have that kind of attitude, why don't you begin right now to begin to look at things differently? So when we say someone's basic desire is to have fun, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the person's basic desire. You cannot get along with somebody you have not even first of all accepted. So why don't you first accept that? The basic desire of this person is to have fun. Then you go down to wanting to understand the emotional needs of this person. But you who have this emotional needs must first understand these are your emotional needs. And what could that be? Emotional needs could be attention. For someone like you like a lot of attention. It's a need for you. It's a need for you. Is it crazy? No, it's not. Is it wrong? No, it is not. For someone else, same person, you want attention, you want affection, you want approval, and you also want acceptance. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's you. Learn to first of all understand yourself, appreciate yourself, that my basic need is to have fun. And then also, I have certain emotional needs in my life. I have an emotional need for attention. So I don't like that guy. I don't like that girl. She craves for attention. She wants attention. Now, stay away from such people. A person who has the capacity to actually give you attention will do so. And guess what? You're going to naturally gravitate towards that person. You will. You will naturally gravitate towards that person. Now, somebody says, "Oh my, I don't like him. I don't like her." Looks for too much affection. Stay away from that person. A person who actually has the capacity to give you affection will do so, and do so lovingly too. And that's your person. That is your person. Not somebody's going to criticize you and say, "You want too much attention. You want too much affection. Why do you always seek for approval? Why do you always look for people's approval?" Well, you want approval. But that's you. You want approval. Anyone who can give you approval, stay away from that person. That's the truth. Do your best to just stay away from that person. The truth is that's what you want. Approval. Is there anything wrong with that? No. What about you still wanting acceptance? You want to be accepted. If I can accept you, I'm not your person. But if you find me accepting you for you, then honestly, I am your person all the way and all the time. So we're going to stop right here for today. And I'm going to continue in the next time I'm meeting with you right here. All you need to do, if you want to actually continue with me and learn more, you remember what we said? This is a place where I'm going to help you not to lose your relationship. I'm going to help you not to lose your marriage. And I'm going to help you to actually most importantly, not to lose yourself. If you think this is a place you want to be, first thing you have to do is you have to subscribe to this channel. And then if you want to get in touch with me, my email will be there. You would probably ask me a few questions. Get in touch with me personally. My email is going to be there, and I'm going to be in touch with you. I will definitely reply you personally, and that's the truth. I will certainly reply you personally. That you can be sure of. That you must know. I will reply you personally. Do you understand this? So my point is this: this is where you ought to be, and that's why you're here. I look forward to being with you again very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, God bless you.